Hey everybody, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and I'm the author of Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. And you're like, why is she shooting a video in broad daylight? Like, what? What's going on? Why isn't she shooting at night? Because today is my little guy's birthday. All right, and I say little guy because I remember him like this, right? Or I remember him, like this. Aww. But actually, today is his 19th birthday, so he looks more like this. But he's my bear. He's my buddy. And so a huge shout out to him. And because we're going to be hanging out and doing birthday gifts and all the things tonight, I wanted to respect his time. So I'm going to be shooting these just a little bit sooner. But it doesn't matter because 95% of you guys watch these on replay anyway as you're running boot camps with your team. So what is Unstuck action videos? If you get on the boot camp, you're going to see 2 videos for every single day. One of them is the long form video, and it's like in it to win it. Like we're going through every single piece of the chapter. So if there's a topic that hits you pretty good, I would go watch the long form video on it because you're going to get way more content in that. And then there's these action videos, and these are designed for people that just need really quick information. I'm going to give you an oil. I'm going to give you a takeaway. I'm going to give you homework. And that's it, just ding, ding, ding. Oil, takeaway, homework. So we're jumping into day 12 today, which is chapters 26 and 27. And you might be super confused because we're off of the videos of the main boot camps. You're like, wait a second, weren't we doing 25, 26, 27, 28? Like, how did we get off? Well, I went into such long form with the in-person classes that it actually took 2 days to shoot it. So it's nice because it's going to allow me for the action videos to tell the end of Gabriel's story. So I'm just going to keep it off a little bit while we're covering the classes, and it's okay. It's not going to hurt you at all, whether you're doing one chapter here or one chapter there. So chapters 26 and 27 is what we're going to be covering in this video, and it's class styles 6 and 7. So what we're doing is we're going through the 15 different types of classes. And there might be some that are slightly different variations of these, but for the most part, most of the classes in Young Living fit into these 15 different categories. You can give them different names, you can use slightly different tools, but generally they tend to fall into these compartments. So class 6 is online classes, Vimeo, Zoom, and YouTube. And class 7 is all social media, so Facebook and Instagram, and I'm featuring Diamond Christy Rose. So our oil of the day is frankincense, and I do a ton of aromatherapy training, business aromatherapy training at the beginnings of those long form videos. So if you really eat up the aromatherapy training, especially pertaining to business, because not a lot of people talk about that, just watch the open of each of the 20 days of the long form videos, and you'll really get blessed with the notes on those. Sometimes it takes 6 hours to outline all of the business uses of some of those oils each day. So it's a lot of compiling, a lot of work to put that together. All right, the takeaway from all of these social media classes, this was full circle social media training. We covered 5 different online platforms. So Vimeo, YouTube, Zoom, Facebook, and Instagram. That's a lot. That's a whole lot, a lot. And here's some takeaways for you. Up until now, all of the training relied mostly on 101 classes delivered in person in some way. So either on your couch or via a DVD or purple bags. For online classes, the delivery is totally different. Completely different. In some ways, it can be really tricky because you have to put some hardcore work into relationship building. And so a lot of people I'll see will do the online classes because they want to avoid the face-to-face contact, but actually you have to do more relationship building with these because they're not in front of you. If they're in front of you, it's harder for them to say no. If they're on social media, it's super easy to just block, ignore, oops, I didn't see your message. And you really have to, engage in the gentle pursuit if you're working online with people. And so you got to put hardcore work into relationship training before the class to get them into it, and then after the class to be able to lead them to the starter kit. Now, there's some benefits to online sharing. There's a lot of benefits, actually, and there are many, many, many diamonds that have built solely online. So this is a very viable way of building. But some of the benefits are you have the power of time on your side, and that's huge because that's something that we don't have a lot of, right? Time is one of the most precious things that we have. And so when you put something out there, people can watch it, they can like it, they can share it, they can comment on it anytime they want. Even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but they can be consuming your training at 2 o'clock in the morning. And so this makes it a very available form of sharing by the way that people use media. So on their phones, on their computers. I love this quote from Unstuck. What starts as a follow becomes a friendship. So it starts as a follow, becomes a friendship. Now that said, the behind the scenes work can be really tedious. Lots of messaging, lots of relationship building happening via texting, messenger, IM, and sometimes with total strangers, like people you don't even know. So if you're a person that wants to be like a present mom, doesn't want to be on your cell phone all the time writing people back when they are available, this might be a way of sharing that really irritates you. However, if you're absolutely terrified of sitting on a couch or reading a script to people, this could be a saving grace for you because you can do it all behind the screen. And so that relationship building work happening via texting, messenger, IMs. So let me give you just a tip or two for sharing in this way. I'm going to just give you a sentence for each of these different ways of sharing. And if you want to see more on this way of sharing, just go watch the full video on the Unstuck page. So Vimeo is a site that allows you to shoot your Core 4 classes. So whenever you hear me say Core 4, that means I'm talking about the wholesale membership that brings people into Young Living. So 101 Oils, 102 Thieves, 103 Ningxia, 104 CBD, one of those 4 classes. And we're in the process of just blowing out material for you guys to be able to make it very, very easy to share these types of classes. So the 101 button is live. The 102 button is going live in just a couple of days. So keep watching as we do a countdown on this page. If you're watching this and it's not live, it's likely the 102 button and 103 and maybe even 104 are already up. So just click on the Unstuck page and you'll see all those Core 4 resources underneath Bootcamp on the Unstuck page, oilabilityteam.com. So Vimeo allows you to shoot those Core 4 videos in little tiny chunks and then upload them to other sites or teach them to people as a full class. So I'll record one paragraph at a time on my 101 class. So one paragraph on purity, one paragraph on history, one paragraph on all the things. And the neat thing about this is you only have to record it one time and you can use that content over and over and over again with different classes and different people because it's never dated. YouTube is a lot like Vimeo. You set up a channel and you password protect it so people can only see it once you share, and then you time release the videos in a Facebook event or by texting them to people. So I walk you through step by step how to utilize YouTube and Vimeo in those full Unstuck videos or in the Unstuck book. You can snag this bad boy on Amazon and just get one copy, or it's up on my website in bulk for like half off. So if you want to run Unstuck with your team and your team just is having a hard time enrolling people, getting people to come to classes, this is your answer. If you're running for Silverbound, start doing an Unstuck bootcamp with your leaders. Go look at the people that have sold a kit in the last 12 months and work with them side by side just with these short action videos in the book and see if you can get them moving and sharing with people again. Facebook is its own beast. It's a whole thing. If Facebook was a country, it would be the 3rd largest country in the world. 1.65 billion people log into Facebook every single day, and like and share buttons are shared 10 million times on websites daily. 300 million photos are uploaded every single day. 4.75 billion with a B, pieces of content shared daily. So do you remember what I said earlier in Bootcamp about being where the people are? If you're getting a paycheck, what I would do is take that paycheck for 6 months, put it in your gas tank, and go where you know people, connect with humans. Well, if you're not on Facebook, you're really missing out because there are a lot of people on Facebook. 1 in 3 people on the earth are on Facebook. So how do I do a class? Number 1, good lighting. Lighting is huge, and I have this really expensive $7 Walmart setup. Check that out, right? Desk lamp. Amazing. But it just illuminates your face. If I shut this off, we're in broad daylight today, but you can see very, very different lighting. All right, really dark, not as inviting here. It just feels like we're close together, right? We're just in a room talking to each other side by side. So make sure you got a good light. Smile. Not creepy like that, but just smile because it's amazing how people will interact with you just with that one thing. Don't answer questions during the live, even if you just have a couple of people on, because it just halts the entire class. It halts your momentum when you're sharing, and you just want to honor the people's time while they're in there. You can go back when the live is over and type answers to them. You guys will notice I do that on roundtables. I go back and answer your guys' questions from the roundtables. Do not wait for people to get on. Just start. Most of the people are going to watch it after the fact. So if they have to sit there for 2 minutes before you even begin your video, they're probably going to shut it off. So you don't want to lose them. Most are going to watch it after the fact. And then every single person that either likes something, loves something, or comments on it, you got to make sure you IM them right away to get the most traction out of a Facebook Live video. They're not always going to pop on and be like, yeah, I want to buy the kit. Where do I start? All right, they're not going to do that. They're just going to like it when you talk about kids, or they're going to like it when you talk about stress. And so then you just connect with them and you start building that relationship. Instagram. Instagram. So Katie says, I was wondering, do you think it's worth posting oils information to our friends and family on Facebook, on our Facebook account, or should we set up another account, say a business account? I don't know. You have more attraction on your Facebook page because that's where everybody sees you. You're kind of funneling people. I think once you have a team, you can start doing a business page. But at the beginning, I would just leave it on my regular page. And I wouldn't even post a ton, just little teases and mostly your own personal life. So Instagram. I had Diamond Christy Rose write this section because she signed 100 people in 100 days, 100 people in 100 days on Instagram. And I pretty much built just sitting on couches and reading the 3-page script. You know, that's 800 times I've done the same action. I am not about reinventing the wheel if something works. So here are her tips because she's really a pro. And there's a lot of diamonds that are good at this. I just grabbed one that did it really well, but I could literally list 20 more diamonds that are just as good as Christy as well. And I just deeply respect these women that have gotten on and built in this way. So here are her tips for building. You run 2 pages. You have an oily page and a personal Instagram. So you're going to use the personal one to funnel to your oily page. On the personal page, you're just going to keep it personal. You only occasionally share about oils. On the oily page, 1 to 3 posts a day on essential oils. And so every single day, here's something critical that Christy did. I love my Christy Rose. I love her too. She just, oh man, she has my heart. So every single day, Christy would like 100 different profiles on Instagram. She would go through, she would just look for people that have kids, look for people that, these are people she doesn't know, people that seem like they would be interested in clean living, which is the way that they post and the content they're posting. And then she would message them immediately if they followed her back. So she went and followed him, and then they went and followed her. She would go message him right away. And she looked for people that were interested in natural health, or again, had that just reason to want to do it. She keeps the IMs personal when she's writing them back and forth and asks a lot of questions. And then if they're seem interested in oils, then she'll funnel them to her oils page. But sometimes she just starts with them on the personal page, just kind of warm up and build that relationship. Eventually, she gets to a place where she can chat with them on the phone or texting them, and especially if she's mailing samples to them, she likes to teach Insta stories on her cell phone on her oils page as well. So what does it all come down to? Whether you're doing any of these, Vimeo, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, building relationships. If you're not responding to likes, loves, comments, you're missing out on your interested people because one like can lead to a 2-hour conversation. So here's your homework. I want you to read the chapters 26 and 27 in Unstuck. The workbook is super easy for these 15 classes because I gave you a worksheet and methods of teaching that basically is a self-evaluation worksheet to see if this style of class works really well for you. Does it lead to a kit sale? If it's not leading to kit sales, then you need to try something else. I would do 4 to 6 classes, 4 to 6 Vimeo classes, 4 to 6 YouTube classes. Just kind of see how, the first 2 you're going to be warming up, you're going to be tense and all that. You really get into the flow of it. See if you can utilize some of these tips on responding to likes, instant messaging, building a relationship. See if you utilize that and if it leads to a kit sale. If you go through 6 classes in the same style and you're not having any kit sales, then I would try a different style of class. So I want you just to fill that worksheet out. If this is a class, you don't have to do it for all 15 classes, but if this is a class that really resonates with you, then fill the worksheet out and just kind of keep it in your back pocket as a way that maybe you might be uniquely sharing to the people around you. So that wraps up day 12. Now I'm going to go shoot day 13's video right after this one, and we'll be adding these to the website later tonight. All right. Love you guys. Bye.